Hi, I'm Sam, the lead singer of Dayglow Foxes, and you're listening to the In Flames commentary track, where I'm going to give you some insight into the recording and production of our new CD, In Flames. Now, the album starts off with In Flames, the title track. This song has been in the works since before even the first release. I've had the synth riff, which started off as a guitar riff, since about 2015. If you're one of the 6 people who got a physical CD of the original EP, the bonus track was the demo version of this song back before it had lyrics. We picked the song first because it sort of set the vibe we want for the record, which is hard rock with a bit of an influence from pop and electronic music. The next track, track 2, is called Sinking Ships, which we decided to put second to juxtapose with the relatively safe style of the first song. It's very experimental. It came about by writing a bunch of different song parts and stringing them together, which is at times jarring, but that's the style we were going for. The first part I had written since April 2018, was the bridge with the bass line and the drum beat that went with that. Altogether, I just think it's a cool song because you never quite know where it's going. Even I don't, and I recorded it. The third track, Home Part 1, is just a very simple, emotional song that I wrote in September when I was listening to a lot of Fleetwood Mac, so that's why it sort of feels different than all the other songs on the record. It was the first one that I had completely written for this record. You know, just very straightforward. The lyrics say everything that it means. It's just a fun little ditty, I suppose. The fourth track, Ghost Story, is my ode to my dorm room, which I absolutely hate. It's hot, can't sleep. Dorms suck, and I wrote a song about it. And this song was actually written, one of the last tracks we had written, which is ironic because it's probably going to be the lead single. At this point, I had written a bunch of piano ballads, and it was getting a little dense with those on the record, so I decided to write a song that uses just about the happiest chord progression I can think of. Track 5 is called Funeral for Three. It is, in my mind, a western with the chugging guitars. In the lyrics, sort of reminds me of an old cowboy film. I wasn't too thrilled about this song when I first wrote it, but then when it came together in the recording studio, when we had all the guitar parts put in, and that really, really cool droning synth bass in the bottom of the chorus, I got really excited for it, and it's one of my favorite ones on the record right now. Track 6 is called 15 Days. It's rather simple, 2 chord progressions, slow, nothing too strenuous vocal-wise. Just sort of a turning point on the record, I suppose, because after this, the record goes from, pop rock to, a little bit different, a little bit out there, some more singer-songwriter-y kind of stuff, some more laid-back, chill stuff. So this is sort of a turning point on the record. Originally, there was supposed to be 12 tracks, and this was supposed to be the start of the B-side. But I think it works well. The choir at the end of it, the 10-part choir that I recorded, was inspired by the production on Kanye West's My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and it's probably my favorite part of the record, and it was a ton of fun to record. Track 7 is Home Part 2. It's called Part 2 because it attacks the same issue as Home Part 1, but from a different perspective. Plus, it would just be confusing if I had 2 songs named Home. This song I'd been toying around with since I was in high school, since I was like a sophomore in high school, so that's almost 3 or 4 years now. The chorus and the basic chord progression, which is not a complex one, I've been toying with since then. I have demos from it back in 2015-16 on my computer. And then eventually when I got the inspiration to write the verses, I sat down and wrote it in about 15-20 minutes. It was very lightning in a bottle-ish, sort of. I didn't really revise the lyrics after that. Same thing with the production. I did most of the vocals in one take, and that's why there's like voice cracks here and there. I don't know. I just wanted to really catch what was going on in the moment I was recording it. Track 8 is called New Year's Eve. It is the last track. I wrote for the record. I'll let you guess when I wrote it. It took about a half hour to write, 20 minutes. Very simple, very Ed Sheeran-y almost. And what I like about the song is the rest of the record, we were focusing on, sort of big production sounds, lots of noises, synths, double tracking. And this song is 4 tracks. There's a vocal, 1 guitar, a backup guitar that you can barely even hear in the background, and 1 track that's just sort of white noise to give it a little bit more texture. Very raw. And I don't know, it's one of my favorite ones on the record, really. Track 9 is called When the Flames Die Out. That title is relatively new. It was originally called Out with a Bang because it was supposed to end with, really heavy guitars and drums. That we ended up pushing onto the next track and making it its whole thing because it just wasn't meshing well. It's based off a chord progression I'd been toying with since 2014. That's a bit of a theme for this record, stuff that I had been messing around with but never committed to an actual song. It's a B minor, C, E minor, D, which sounds really cool. It was finger picked on acoustic guitar, but then when I was writing it, it just sounded nice on the piano. And then it's sort of a bit of an inside joke because it was called Out with a Bang, and then when we reworked it and removed the guitars, instead of having this loud crescendo at the end, it just sort of went nowhere. And then there's the really soft piano part, and that's kind of a joke. Sort of a red herring. Track 10 is called Sell My Soul, based off of a little ditty I wrote on the ukulele back in 2015, 2016. The verses are more updated, but the chorus is more or less stayed the same. I thought it would be pretty cool to call back to the bridge of Ghost Story for the bridge of this song. Just sort of a way of wrapping it up. They're almost on complete different sides of the record, and I thought that was a good way to thematically cinch it all up because the track 9 and track 10 are both sort of capping off these thematic ideas we'd worked through the other tracks. There's a lot of symbolism that gets called back in almost every single song. So I thought it would just be fitting to have that really, really heavy chorus make a reprise, almost like a musical theater song. And I don't know, this is probably my favorite track on the record. It's definitely my favorite one to listen to. Performing is going to be pretty rough because it's pretty strenuous for me. But it's just a banger. I'm really proud of this one. And then track 11 is called Keep the Faith. So this song came about from just a little piano melody I wrote. And then when it came time to write lyrics over it, I transposed it down a little bit. This was sort of my way of having my cake and eating it too, because, the album is relatively dark on the B-side, and I sort of wanted it to end there. I wanted it to end on a solemn note, very somber, and, that's all well and good, but I also didn't want it to be, a complete letdown when you get to the end. I didn't want it to have it be that dark. So, Sell My Soul, it fades out. There's a solid 30 seconds where it's just sort of the rumbling of amps and stuff. And then this song kicks in. So it feels sort of like an epilogue. It's part of the record, but it almost feels separated. And my friend actually pointed this out. I didn't even really recognize it. But the rest of the album talks so much about fire, and this one's about water, which, bonus points for me, I guess, for that cool symbolism. But yeah, it's a very chill song, very relaxing. There's just sort of, a bit of an epilogue saying that, all this negative stuff that's been on this entire record, there's an upside to that. And hopefully the next record is more stuff like this. Thanks for listening to the commentary version of In Flames by FOXES. I've been Sam. Hope you like the record. Peace.
Now that you are gone, I'll still carry on in permanent sense now. The lies that past your mouth Here I'll stand, and here I'll fall, struggling to take it all. And I prepared to know 15 days, then I'll know, and I'll fall down without a sound, and you won't see what's left of me. Streetlights shine on the snow, guiding me right back home. No one's there to tend the flame. Things just won't stay the same. I'll fall down without a sound. You won't see what's left of me. I'll fall down without a sound. You won't see what's left of me. 15 days, then I'll know if I'll stay just a ghost. Here we are, we haven't spoken in a while. I can't remember the last time I saw your smile. I hope that things are good and life's treating you well. It's brought me more changes than I think that I could tell. I'm so conflicted and confused, and I'm torn apart inside. I know I said I wouldn't be scared, but now we're here and I'm terrified. I've come to realize we needed the time alone, but at the end of it all, I don't know how to pick up the pieces and go home. Am I standing here alone? And if I lose myself, will you carry me home? Home, home, start to wonder about how it all could have changed. What if I tagged along with you? when you had to go away. My mind keeps wandering to how it all went wrong, and I'm haunted by the mistakes I know I made all along. But maybe we're too young, and maybe if we were older, maybe then I'd get to wake up with your head against my shoulder. I told you to have faith in the plan he had in mind, but now I wonder why I was cursed to love the right person at the wrong time. Am I standing here alone? And if I lose myself, will you carry me home? Home, home, I wish some things would stay the same just for now, 'cause I need to cope somehow. I feel myself cracking like the rest of them, just to build back up and fall again. Why would you take away all the good you brought to me? Take my home, take my town, take my boat and watch me drown. Why would you take away all the good that you brought to me? Take my home, take my town, take my boat just to watch me drown. For now, I know the burning keeps me warm, but when the flames die out, I'll be cold and left alone again. Why would you take away all the good you brought to me? Take my home, take my town, take my boat just to watch me drown. Why would you take away all the good you brought to me? Take my home. like I set the flame and watched my house burn up. I'm trying to make it through the night, but the sunrise just won't come. Things would only get better. At least that's what I thought. But now I know it isn't true, and I want it all to stop.
All my friends tell me I shouldn't stay and waste my time,
on a heart that will not bind. I don't want them to be right. I guess this time I thought that I got my get to call you mine. The distance between you and me, the doubt built up underneath. Force myself to let go. We were made to burn. Force a smile on my own. So long I don't know how to make it on my own, 'cause you're all I've ever known. I mostly stay awake these nights with the thoughts that you ignite, out of sight but in my mind. Saw you just the other day. I felt empty in a way that makes me hate how these things change. The distance between you and me, the doubt built up underneath. Force myself to let go. We were made to burn. Force a smile on my own. So long I don't know how to make it on my own, 'cause you're all I've ever known. Changes to take me back to the way things were before you were an ocean away. Here's where you would stay. On the day you left, I felt it in my bones. Now I am without a home, for a day I know I cannot change. Hope and faith are running through my veins. the day you had to go. Now I am without a home, waiting for a day I know I cannot change. Hope and faith are running through my veins. And you know, if I could, I'd be right there with you. Wherever you may roam, I'll keep you in my view. And I'm not scared of being alone. I can't wait until the day you're safely brought